All right. What's up, everybody? This is the lesson video for section 4.5. All right, 4.5 is all based on two things: general multiplication rule and what's called tree diagrams. All right, it's just another way to show probability and a good way an easy way for us to calculate conditional probability. All right, remember conditional probability, what we talked about last lesson is like what's the probability of one event happening given that another event already happened. All right, so we'll talk about what the general multiplication rule is, how to find it, and then what's a tree diagram, and then how we can use tree diagrams to calculate conditional probabilities. All right, general multiplication rule, the formula is right here. If we're given two events, A and B, to find the probability of event A and B happening, all you got to do, what's the probability of event A happening, and then multiply it by what's the probability of B happening given that event A happens. All right, so an example here, we'll just look at this. This right here is called a tree diagram. All right, it's just a way to show probability. Kind of what this is representing is you wake up in the morning, probability that you hit your snooze button is 60%, and then 40% of the time you don't hit the snooze button. All right. And then if we look at the top here, if you hit your snooze button, there's a 70% chance that you make it to school on time, and there's a 30% chance that you're late. All right. Now let's say you don't hit the snooze button, which happens 40% of the time. If you don't hit your snooze button, 90% of the time you make it on time, and then 10% of the time you are late. All right. So that's what each of those numbers kind of represent. So to find what the general multiplication rule is saying, like for this example, if we wanted to figure out what's the probability that you hit your snooze button and you are on time, all you got to do is just take 0.6 times 0.7. All right, 0.6 times 0.7. That would give you the probability that you hit the snooze button and you're on time. I think that's what, nope, just kidding. So that's what general multiplication rule is. And if you notice, like it says points out right here, that's the probability that you are on time given that you hit the snooze button. All right, that's conditional probability, what I just circled there. That's what we did last lesson. Remember what comes after that kind of line right here. Given that you hit the snooze button, what's the probability that you are on time? All right, so we can actually calculate probability pretty easily when we have a tree diagram like this. Like what this example shows us is if we wanted to figure out what's the probability that you are late to school. What you have to do, you got to figure out what's the probability that you hit the snooze button and you end up being late, plus the probability that you don't hit the snooze button and you're late. What you would have to do is you would just have to go 0.6 times 0.3 plus 0.4 times 0.1. All right, add those together. That's the probability that you are late. All right. Now you can also kind of work backwards from the tree diagram, and that's what this is telling us. So this is asking you what is the probability that you hit the snooze button given that you are late. So what you would do there is you need to figure out what's the probability that you are late. So that's actually what I just kind of got done talking about. But you would put that in the denominator, and then the numerator you would do what's the probability that you hit the snooze button and you were late. So you just go 0.6 times 0.3 divided by that calculation we did earlier. So 0.818 would tell us that's the probability that you hit the snooze button given that you are late. All right. So there's actually a lot of calculations and probabilities we can find from looking at a tree diagram. So it's a good tool to use when we're dealing with probability. All right, and we'll do some more examples like this when we are in class. That's just kind of the main gist of the lesson. Thank you for listening, and have a what? Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening. Peace. Yes. How do I stop this? There we go. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.